Hello everyone. I thought of starting a series of highlight videos on individual Hoyas, and starting off the series is Hoya Nathalie. The main trait of this Hoya is the bright red flowers with a large light green leaf which gets even larger with each growth. The flower emits a candy smell, and as you see now, the leaves has a wonderful ability to get sun stressed quite beautifully. Made by Mike Bernardo, crossing Hoya erythrostemma and Hoya joy, and there are many more created by him. In my opinion, this is one of the easiest to grow. So if you love a big rounded leaf and you get the chance to purchase one of these, don't you dare miss out. Now I'll tell you how I care for mine in a tropical island. This plant lives outside all year round, and from looking at the natural sun stressing it has received, you can also see the leaves are always bigger than the previous. Even though I cannot consider sun stressing as a best practice of growing a healthy Hoya, when I see the color change in leaves, I know you also love it too. These vines are fairly new and about an year old. I haven't encouraged it to flower yet, but I know if I spray a high potassium fertilizer on this and increase the light levels, I can get it to flower. This would shoot upwards, and you can see it has been quite hard for me to trellis because of its thick stems. Trying to twist it around the cane, I was afraid of breaking any of these beautiful leaves. I did not force it, but I just kept zip tying as it would go along the hoop. But you can also see that it's quite top heavy with more leaves, and the reason behind that is the stems are triggered more when it twists and where the light hits the best. I also took some cuttings from this and rerouted them in leca, partly because I wanted to experiment with the semi-hydro method to find out if leca would work with Hoyas in our climate. And I wanted to have more of these vines because of its beauty. So I rerouted in semi-hydro method, which worked for Hoya Nathalie. It actually thrived. And I also understood this method of rooting works especially for big-leafed Hoyas. And after some time, I decided to put them all in one pot to create a fake specimen. You see 4 plants in the pot, which makes it look even fuller. You can see some of the middle leaves are smaller in size. Some of these are thinner top stems rooted into separate vines. But due to a transplant shock experienced by a plant having been uprooted from its former medium of leca and placed onto a total different DIY mix, can make it produce smaller new leaves too. This is where I pump in more energy by spraying a high nitrogen fertilizer and a high phosphorus fertilizer simultaneously after repotting. That is, if I spray the nitrogen fertilizer today I will give a high phosphorus fertilizer in another couple of days, and it will go on like that until I see new root growth, new leaf growth, which is better than it was before. This potting mixture I have used include lava rock, leca and homemade charcoal, and I will explain my method of making charcoal at home using an info card at the end of this video if you would like to try it out. I have also used a few pieces of fern root on this Hoya to battle the dry top layer so the media will retain more water, as this loves a good drink of water. This gets flushed from the rain as much as possible, as I remove the outer pot when it rains, so it has the ability to flush naturally. And when the plant is established in its pot, it wouldn't need much fertilizer, especially if it rains, since rain also contains beneficial nutrients in it. Therefore, you can increase or decrease your levels of watering and fertilizing according to the health of your Hoya. But if your Hoya is very healthy and big like mine, and if you are growing outside, you can just let it be and it will survive fine. But in an established Hoya, missing to fertilize for a week or two wouldn't cause much harm to the plant. It is wise, however, to keep in mind that it is not ideal to totally ignore your plant, because the next growth of the plant will surely let you know how you have cared for the plant. If you have cared in a very negligent way, the growths will be smaller or deformed. In my case, I speak from my own personal experience and experiments, but my intention is to show you things you need to be mindful when growing Hoya Nathalie. Now to the request, and this is how I make charcoal at home. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and see you again with another Hoya highlight. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye.